Ever since I was a young child, old enough to understand what adoption meant, I knew I was adopted. Back in the 50s, race mixing was very taboo and even illegal in some states. I think with them being so young, just out of high school, and the father just starting college, and not having a big support system at home, kind of prompted the adoption. My name is David Bynum. I'm 61 years old and I live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a husband and a father to 3 beautiful children. The parents that raised me were Coy and Nell Bynum, and I couldn't have been any luckier to have them as parents. My mother had a prolonged battle with cancer, and toward the end, as she was preparing to transition, she wanted to make sure everything was in order. So we had our second talk about our adoption, and it was the greatest gift of selflessness that any adoptive mother could give, and that was her blessing to look for my biological family if I so desired. She told me that there was a picture of my biological mother there at the house, and I would recognize that picture when I saw it because I looked just like her. So after she passed and we were cleaning her things up, getting ready to sell the house, taking care of her final business, I came across 2 pictures. One of the pictures was dated with the 1970s, so I could eliminate that one, and I kept one. And the one I kept just happened to be the picture of my birth mother. For the first time in my life, I was able to put a face with me. The thing that prompted me to search is I saw the age of 60 on the horizon. So part of the search process was for me to go to one of the DNA ancestry sites and to take their test. As I reached out to the administrator of the account from the DNA ancestry group that we used, she gave me some hints of who she thought it was, and eventually sent me an obituary of my father, my birth father. On that obituary, it showed I had 2 sisters. So I reached out through social media and kind of said, hey, I got some results back from one of the DNA tests that we took, and I think we're related. I'd like to explore our relationship. And her and the oldest one of the 2 sisters kind of said, okay, we'll get back to you. They reached back out later that afternoon and said, hey, for several reasons, we find this hard to believe. And so as far as I was concerned, that was the end. The younger sister, the next day, reached back out and said that she had prayed about it and talked to some people, and that there was the possibility that I was their brother. We had discussed several options available to us, to find out, to get some confirmation. So we found DNA Diagnostic Center. They recommended that we take the half-siblings test, which we did. We got the results back in 3 days, and it came back 99.5% that we were half-siblings. And so the excitement was all over for the both of us. The difference between an ancestry and a DDC, ancestry just kind of gives you a ballpark, where DDC was a definitive match for a half-sibling. Whenever anyone takes a journey like this, you have to be prepared for whatever you find. Just understand how emotional this is, because now you're dealing with real life situations that you probably have never dealt with up until this point. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, I guarantee you, you're gonna run the gamut of emotions. And the best way to be ready for that is to prepare, because you don't know what you're going to find. I would highly recommend DDC for several reasons. One, they explained the process to us when we were questioning, okay, so how does this work? What goes on? They took the time to fully make us understand what was going on. Also, the results came back very rapidly. It cut out all of the wondering, the waiting, the anticipation, all of that. Their customer service was good. They explained the process. They sent us in the right direction for which test was good for what we were trying to do. I would recommend them 10 times over.